Hello and welcome back. I am here once again from the future, and just to give you a little sneak preview of what's to come, in this episode I am building the house that you see behind me, and let me tell you, it was quite a bit of work, but I'm really happy with how it turned out. So I'm going to start the episode out with some clips on kind of getting the thing started, getting the project started, and building the foundation. And then I'm going to show you a kind of a time lapse, just a quick fast forward of me building the house and finishing it off. And then when we're done, we're going to go through and have a tour and check out what I've got going on. Hello, welcome back. Thanks for joining me today, and welcome to the future site of my new base, which I've decided to move from the little island over there because the plans I have for my base are a little bit bigger than what that island has room for. There's only one problem, is we've got this stupid eerie biome over here, and these things do spread. So it must mean that there's some kind of a node here. So I actually went ahead and made this thermometer, not because I want to get into Thaumcraft right now, but because I want to find... I couldn't find the node. I mean, usually you can see them, and they just kind of look like kind of a translucent ball in the air. But anyway, let's not get too distracted with this. I'll take care of that off camera, and maybe I'll show you when I find it. But I really like this biome. It's got lots of different types of fruit and nuts and stuff on the trees, which is cool, which is fun. It's also kind of a highland, so we're up here. It's called a moor. The grass is a little darker than what you would normally see. So darker, kind of a deeper green. I hear a wither cat. Oh, there's a big hole here. That looks like fun. Wait, let's not get distracted again. So what I had in mind, so I was gonna do the beachfront thing, but I did that last time, so I thought maybe I'll do something a little different this time. Oh, look, some cotton. But oh, another big cave here. Anyway, so what I plan on doing is I want to have a base with a large courtyard in the middle. That's going to be my garden. I'm going to have a big garden in the middle. I might build some kind of a stairs kind of boardwalky thing going down to the ocean, to the coral reef here, and maybe have a beach area out there with a little boat dock, something like that. So this is one of the problems with the eerie biomes, is these furious zombies. Oh man. But I can see the node. I had to dig down quite a ways to get to it. Oh, come on. These things are difficult to kill. And another one spawned while I was hitting these guys. I need to get some light in here quickly. Alright, there we go. Come on. Would you die already? 60 life points. That's crazy for a zombie. Anyway, there's the node. It's an aura node. Oh, I'm not even gonna bother scanning it. Let's just get rid of it. Here I am with my alumite excavator. I used alumite bronze for the plate. I used paper for the binding to give me an extra modifier. I only used one so far though, and that's moss for self-repair. And then I used cobalt for the handle, because it has a high handle modifier. So we have a pretty durable durable thing here. I didn't give it any redstone or anything to speed it up, but it's pretty fast. Not too bad. So I'm just gonna kind of flatten out this area. Flatten this area out. And I just laid down the frame for the foundation. And as you can see, it's kind of a square. I've got two main rooms. Actually, they'll probably be split up into smaller rooms. And then the center here is going to be the courtyard. This is going to be the garden, basically. So we're going to have a large garden pretty much filling up this whole area. Maybe have a couple trees in the corners or something, and a pathway going through the center. And then these are kind of going to be hallways with glass on both sides and entryways. But this one happened to be right over a cave, so I didn't have to do much digging here. Although I did still have to do quite a bit, but just not as much as I would have otherwise. And you might notice I have some markers set up here. Oh, darn it. I'm going to try to make this a little easier for myself and quarry this out. See how this works. And just let the quarry go down 4 levels. Starting generators here. Start building the frame. And actually, I'm just going to grab this chest. Okay, there's my dolly. I'm just going to set that down. Grab that chest and throw it over here so it doesn't make a big mess. But this should actually be pretty quick. Crap. Because it's going through dirt. And that's all it's really going to be going through, and maybe a little bit of cobble. Oh, look at that. We got another cave down here. Oh, nice. That's going to save me a lot of work. Building a basement. So it's basically, I'm using this sunken stone panel on the floor. Looks pretty cool. It looks like a poured concrete basement. And then I have this polished stone brick over here. I like that. It's a little lighter than the regular stone brick. There. That worked out really nicely. I wish I would have done that before I put up these, because I would have had the quarry dig those out too to make the sidewalls a little easier. For some reason my jetpack stopped making noise. Now I just need to fill this whole thing in with wood. I mean, with stone. Wish I had a builder's wand. It's a little early for that. Here's the foundation. I decided to build the basement underneath the whole thing, including where the courtyard is going to be. What? It's the attack of the dancing panda bears. Captain Anna must be a developer. He's having a little trouble with the floor, it seems. What the heck? There we go. Dude, I can't, there we go. Okay, so, I'm getting started on the frame of the first floor. I decided to go with marble pillars. The second floor is gonna have one room in the center here that's gonna kind of overhang a little bit with a dormer. And check this out. I'm using these microblocks, marble microblocks, as kind of trim around there and around the doors. I think I'm gonna do that around the windows too. That is gonna look really cool, I think. I better go to sleep on the crafting table. And a little secret, I'm using Microblocks for the walls. The reason I'm doing that is well, there's two reasons. One, I don't have very much of the stained clay, and the lime dye is actually hard to find. I'm using glowstone. I'm not glowstone. Glow shrooms, green glow shrooms to make this, and of course clay. And clay is kind of hard to come by too. Oh crap! I'm out of jet fuel again. And the other reason I'm doing it is so that I can have different colors on the inside walls. So this way, I've got this lime green on the outside, but if I decide that I want to have different rooms in the house have different colors, I can do that. Now this thing was really expensive, but it's gonna be nice to have. The Magnum torch. Each one of these chandeliers requires a diamond and 2 pieces of gold, and then I had these 2 level 2 potions. But what was really expensive is that I had to make the QED, which required a couple of ender pearls, as did the enderflux crystal to power the QED. But what this thing's gonna let us do, well, it's a torch, and it provides light like a torch. But what's really great is that it prevents mobs from spawning within a huge radius. I think it's something like 128 blocks or something like that. So I'm gonna stick this torch up at our new house that is currently under construction, and then I shouldn't have to worry about mobs spawning while I'm working up there. So I'm still building my base, my new base up there, and I'm actually going to do a time lapse so that you can watch me finish building it quickly. You don't have to, because it's probably going to take me several hours to finish this base. It's quite an involved process because I'm using Microblocks for almost everything. I'm like building the whole thing out of Microblocks and Carpenters blocks. So it's yay! That's been a long time coming. So it's a long, slow process, but I'm really enjoying working with the Microblocks. They are so awesome. You can do everything with them. I really need to automate this process. Kind of a pain. Sun is rising and my house is finally done. Yay! It's taken me quite a while. I started this project about almost 2 weeks ago. Of course, I've had a lot of other things going on too, so I haven't been able to work on this constantly. But I've put quite a number of hours into this house, and it is finally done, and I am very excited with how it's turned out. I still have some decorating tweaks to do, and some landscaping that I want to do on the outside, but the main construction is complete. So as I mentioned earlier, it's all almost exclusively Microblocks and Carpenter blocks. So obviously the pitched roof is Carpenter blocks, and the outside walls are Microblocks, stained clay, and the windows are too. I really like using Microblocks for windows, because then what happens is, instead of being kind of in the middle, the windows are on the outer edge, or whichever edge you put them on. And then I have these Microblocks for trim around the windows, and trim here, and also trim on the bottom so that the shingle don't appear on the bottom. If you can guess what I used for shingles, I was kind of surprised at how this worked out. The material that I used for the roof ended up looking a lot like shingles, but it might not be what you think it is. So if you can guess, maybe put it in the comments what you think it is, and I'll tell you in the next episode what I used for that pattern. You can see the basement walls. I kind of left the terrain somewhat natural around the outside. Here's my the starting of my garden. I still have a lot of work to do with that. Let's just finish our cycle around the house here. Oh, those trees are floating. You can see my little workshop room on the inside. So I'm really happy with how the outside of the house turned out. I really like how the different materials and colors worked. I wish there was a way to get another pattern on the bottom, but there really isn't, without getting a zigzag pattern like this. So, but I think that looks okay, having the shingle pattern kind of on the bottom too. It looks alright. It's not terrible. But now let's go inside. I have to say I'm much happier with the outside than I am with the inside. I have a little bit of work to do with decorating. For one, I'm not crazy about the birch floors, especially in the larger rooms like this. It's just too much of that light kind of milky color. This is actually sandstone, and I don't even think I chiseled it. It's just regular sandstone. And the roof in this room and the entire room over here is marble. At first I really liked the marble because I thought it looked kind of like painted drywall or textured drywall. So it had a nice kind of realistic look to it. But then after I filled up this whole room with it, I didn't like it as much. So I'm gonna have to add some kind of texture to this to break up all that white marble. It's just a little too much. And then the way it mixes with the birch, I don't like that either. So I do have some work to do here. But overall, I'm pretty happy with how this turned out. I kind of liked the layout of the house. I've got the separate rooms here, and this is actually quartz. And on the other side, I've got some more stained clay. I really like the stained clay. The stained clay is what I used on the outside, and I stained it a lime color. And on the inside, this room here is stained brown, so which I really like, although I don't know if I like it filling up a whole room. So I actually might use this as accents in some of the other rooms. I haven't decided yet, but I'm going to be doing a lot of changing, and it's going to be a work in progress, kind of, well, probably forever. I mean, I'll probably always be adding and changing and tweaking things, and probably maybe even adding more rooms as we need more space for things. But then we've got a loft up here. I plan on putting some kind of railing here. I haven't decided what I want to put there. And then this is going to be the bedroom. I actually plan on putting doors and walls here. And then this is actually one of my favorite parts, the courtyard. And we've got a little balcony going over the courtyard and a little rocking chair. Nice and quaint little. It makes my jetpack go though, strangely. Oh, look at that, I'm quivering. Here, let's turn the jetpack off. There we go, that's better. Anyway. So that's that, and then the courtyard, which really, this was kind of the centerpiece, well, literally, I guess, of the whole house. I planned the whole house around this courtyard because that's the main feature that I wanted, was to have a little courtyard in the middle with some gardens. And I tried to make it look a little bit wild, like kind of a mix of wild and with a little bit of structure. But we've got just kind of some random food crops. Oh, actually, these are weeds. I must not have planted anything there. Whoops. I didn't get around to that. We've got some bushes back here, some berry bushes, and then of course our square berry bushes. What are those? From Natura. This is Pam's Harvest Craft. But oh, actually, you right-click on them and they don't usually disappear when you right-click on them. Usually, you get a berry and a bush, and then you can. Okay, that was weird. Something a little buggy going on there, but I've got these little paths kind of going around, weaving around through here. So there it is. There's the garden. I really like how this garden turned out. The pink and the purple clash a little bit. I didn't really think about that when I planted these trees, so I might actually swap one of these trees out for a different kind of tree. But here's our little creek. Yeah, so I really like how that turned out. So this garden is still a work in progress. Of course, it's actually, I've got my planter here with a 6 radius upgrade, a silver upgrade, so it's actually covering, what is it, 15 squares by 15 squares. I've got my ender lilies over here. I've got some cotton plants here, so we never really have to worry about wool or string anymore. That'll be taken care of. We shouldn't have to worry much about ender pearls anymore either. And I've also got essence berries here too, so we won't have to worry about XP either. We've got basically an unlimited, practically unlimited supply of XP, wood, ender pearls, and cotton. So actually, let's close that off. We've got a little kind of boardwalk thing here. The biome is a moor, which is kind of a highland marsh, which I really like. I love this biome. All the fruits and nuts and the little crystal blue. The water, I don't know if the water is a different color, but it kind of seems especially blue, and the grass is a deeper green, as you can kind of see in here. So now we've got our basement, which, let's just turn this off, which is under the entire house. So it's a pretty large basement, which is going to be used for a lot of our automation. It's kind of my workshop. I used Microblocks, and this is a black colored obsidian, just kind of surrounding this area, or surrounding the machines. Just kind of look like a workshop desk or something like that. It's kind of my workspace. And I thought it looked kind of neat to kind of wrap the machines and stuff in that. So here I basically got the machines that I used most frequently, and then our power capacitor, or capacitor banks. Here is our magnum torch, which we made earlier, which was actually probably about a week ago now. And this is, it's preventing mobs from spawning within a 128 block radius. Oops. In each direction. So we really never see mobs here. It also goes 32 in a vertical direction. So there's no mobs below us for 32 blocks either. So that's pretty nice. It means that I don't have to go to sleep all the time. I could just keep working. It was especially nice when I was building the house and I was kind of out in the elements exposed. Like I said, this is definitely a work in progress. I have a lot of plans to do some decorating in here. I was even thinking of using Microblocks to put up some like molding and some other interesting stuff. And definitely want a little bit more variation on this this white. I mean, want a little bit more depth to this room, especially since this is really the room I'm going to be spending the most time in. Which is why I made this nice big window here so I can watch the sunrise. So that is enough for today. I hope you enjoyed this, and if you have any comments, please leave them. This is, by no means am I a master architect, nor am I a interior decorator, but I'm pretty happy with how this turned out, and I'm kind of curious to know what your opinion is, and if you have any ideas or suggestions. And also whether or not you can tell me what this block is. I'm really curious to see if someone can tell me what that is, because it's definitely not the block that I would have thought that I would have used for a roof, but I really like the way it looks as a roof. Looks very realistic. I mean, like something you'd see in the real world. And here's my little walkout basement. It's a walkout ranch with a loft. So thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this, please leave a like. And again, I'm interested in your comments if you have any. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.